A war of words has broken out over whether the bushfire crisis is linked to climate change. The Deputy Prime Minister says those views being put forward by raving inner-city lunatics. But the Greens hit back, arguing the government bears some responsibility for the fires.
A briefing on the fire disaster interrupted by climate protesters.
Listen up, Prime Minister, we got ourselves a fight. It's not right on left, it's wrong on right.
Scott Morrison on Sunday sidestepping questions about whether global warming is fueling the unprecedented blazes.
You've got firefighters out there saving someone else's house while their own house is burning down.
But on Monday, his deputy wasn't holding back about whether now is the appropriate time to debate the link.
That's what Adam Banton, the Greens, and Richard Di Natale and all those other inner-city raving lunatics.
His comments sparking a war of words with the Greens, which have doubled down on their calls for the closure of the coal industry, arguing it would help the climate and ease the risk of bushfires.
This government has had every opportunity to minimise the risk of these catastrophic fires, and instead it has chosen to pour fuel on the fire.
You know what? I know it doesn't suit your political purposes to have a coalition government that accepts the science of climate change. I know that doesn't suit you.
The Greens MP claiming the coalition must shoulder some blame for the current crisis.
Michael McCormack and Scott Morrison bear some responsibility for what is happening at the moment.
What really galled me, and I think galled a whole host of other Australians, well, please let me finish, is the fact that he actually blamed Scott Morrison and the government for the loss of those people's lives. Now, if that doesn't get called out, then, he gets away with it.
With the fire disaster leaving 3 people dead, many more injured, and prompting warnings that the worst is still to come, the New South Wales Premier says the political argument should be saved for another day.
We've got days and months to talk about those other issues. My priority is to make sure people are alive and safe. There is a small minority who yesterday chose to protest, and it did get up my goat. Those people should put on a yellow uniform or an orange uniform and go out there and volunteer instead of holding a protest, if you ask me.
Eliza Edwards, Sky News, Canberra.